Welcome.
Welcome to the Everythink podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be starting my catch-up on the Big Finish news released between April and June 2024, as long as a preview about what's to come in the future in Big Finish land. Anyway, we're going to start off with something that I mentioned at the end of the last episode, which is Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1, which was released on the 3rd of April 2024. It stars Samuel West as Morbius, Mina Anwar as Rolko, Rachel Atkins as Captain Argento, Justin Avoth as the Shimmering Man, Andrew French as Veritas, Janet Humphrey as narrator, Lara Lemon as Gilda, and Hewell Morgan as Mr. Middlewich. Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1 was written by Tim Foley and directed by Samuel Clemens. The synopsis for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1 is: when things could turn dark and you're all alone, there is one traveller in time and space, a wanderer in the fourth dimension, a renegade Time Lord who will always be there to bring back the light. But the thing about Time Lords is they can't all be heroes. The time has come for the last Time Lord battleship, the Proteus, to leave the planet Khan and return to Gallifrey victorious, but her voyage home will not be easy. The captain is sick, the crew is restless, and there are dark forces lurking in the hold below. Here is the trailer for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1.
And so it begins, and so it ends, and so it begins.
From Big Finish Productions, The Worlds of Doctor Who, Dark Gallifrey, Morbius, Part 1.
The Proteus was the last remaining ship on Khan.
You are Captain Argento of the Proteus.
I'm the one who doesn't want you here.
Her crew was to ensure that the Sisterhood were all resettled, and that any stray survivors from Morbius's forces were gathered as prisoners.
This is it, folks! The Proteus is going home! And we are away. And when we're back on Gallifrey, there'll be a hero's welcome for each and every one of us.
What is this sky?
It's the vortex. What we sail on, in, through, between. Rolko will already have told half the crew that we're giving passage to one of the sisters.
I bear greetings from the Sisterhood.
I don't need those. Where's the elixir?
But somebody else will be joining them.
Come to our attention. There's an intruder on board, sir.
Rise! Captain Silver Argento.
I died in a blaze of glory. Took out a horde of demons as I did so, but I died all the same.
And soon he will rise. Rise.
I hear the name whispered by the crew, like a curse.
Morbius is not a man to be defeated by death.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailer for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1, which, as I mentioned, was released on the 3rd of April 2024. Now on to the next day. So I should have mentioned how I'm going to do this. Is I've written down all the news and when it was released, so or when the box sets were released. So I'm just going to go down in order until I reach the episode limit, which is about 25 minutes, or I finish that month, if that makes sense. So as I said, next up is the day after, the 4th of April 2024, which is the death and life of River Song was announced, and we have some details about the first box set in the death and life of River Song, which is titled Lost Words. So the death and life of River Song follows on from the previous series of River Song box sets titled The Diary of River Song. So yes, that's kind of why it's not just and it takes place after the events of River Song's first appearance in the TV show in Series 4 in 2008. So back to this one, Lost Words, which, as I mentioned, is the first series in the death and life of River Song. Is written by Rob Valentine, as in release, and is releasing in August 2024. It stars Alex Kingston as River Song, Jane Booker as Harmony, Dr. Cantor Josant and the Librarian, Nicholas Bolton as Reverend Horlock and Destroying Angel, Jacob Daniels as Dusted Tarzan and Bunker Computer. We then have Christine Kavanagh as Garden Angel and Vera. We then have Glenn McCready as Technician June and Agent 1. We have Shoga Mijukuti as Major Straight, Jamie Parker as Samuel Avner and Sam Spendlove, Andrew James Spooner as Dr. Erno Budfelser and Mr. Bartholomew. We then have Izzy Van Woodjick as Lady, Mary Wembridge and Luthpug Computer. We then have Robert Whitelock as Laser and Agent 2. We then have Greg Wise as Garrison Clay, and finally Jamie Zupri as PV and Comtech 2. So as I mentioned, Lost Words is written by Robert Valentine and directed by Ken Bentley. The synopsis is as follows. Reg, from her digital afterlife in the library, River Song finds herself on 61st century Earth, resurrected in a clone body. Billionaire tech mogul Garrison Clay has a mystery to solve, and he selected River as the person to solve it. Armed with only her sonic screwdriver and a fake ID, River heads out into a world soon to be ravaged by solar flares, where danger stalks her at every turn. This story is 4 hours long, so Lost Words is so unlike The Diary of River Song, which was 4 different 4-hour-long stories in each. This is one 4-hour story, but they've got different titles. So the first hour is titled Apocalypse. Hour 2 is titled Fate and Fertility. Hour 3 is named The Black Hours, and Hour 4 is Book of the Dead. Here is the trailer for The Death and Life of River Song, Series 1, Last Words.
Extracting now. System preparing data form for download.
Bring the bioshell online.
Clone body in position for neuromolding.
What's that?
Warning.
What's happening?
That data core is nearly 10,000 years old. It was never meant to be accessed like this.
Warning. System calculates 89% probability of terminal data form corruption.
We're killing her. We have to send her back.
Neural relay online. Data form ready to download.
Do it. Now.
Neural download complete.
From Big Finish Productions, the worlds of Doctor Who, the death and life of River Song, Last Words.
What's happened? Oh, where am I?
A subterranean compound in the Australian desert, 1 new standard kilometer beneath the surface.
A bunker?
We've simply given you a 6-week lifespan.
Oh, so you've ripped me from my home, but at least I'm dying.
Forgive me, it is 6087, about 10,000 years since you were uploaded. In a matter of weeks, the surface of this planet will be ravaged by solar flares.
Oh, and you want me to stop it?
It can't be stopped. Soon now. Very soon. the final event will occur.
So you're planning to wait out Armageddon down here?
There is a little mystery I would like you to solve, Professor. Somewhere up there on the surface, a conspiracy is afoot. And I want you to get to the bottom of it.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
My name is Clay. Garrison Clay. We should get started.
That was the trailer for The Death and Life of River Song Series 1, titled Last Words, which will release in August 2024. Next up, so now we're jumping a few days now to the 9th of April 2024, which is when the 5th Doctor Adventures box set titled The Dream Team box set was released, and the 5th Doctor Adventures box set titled The Dream Team features Peter Davison as the Doctor, Janet Fielding as Tegan, Sarah Sutton as Nyssa, Matthew Waterhouse as Adric, Tom Alexander as Private Aura Kaliski, Pearl Appleby as Athena McDonald and Anna, Agnes Imrie as Sebastian Callow, Will Kirk as Henry Cuthbertson, and Josie Lawrence as Professor Margot Hodgson. The 5th Doctor Adventures. The Dream Team was written by Tim Foley and Lizzie Hopley, and the director was Ken Bentley. The synopsis for this box set is as follows. Mysteries come in all shapes and forms for a small-scale murder to an alien conspiracy. When they arise, the Doctor, Tegan, Nyssa and Adric are the perfect team to deal with them. So the two stories in this box set. The first one is titled The Norfolk Murders, which was written by Tim Foley and is 4 parts, so that's 4 half-an-hour episodes. It's about 2 hours long-ish. Takes place in St Andrews, Scotland, 1940. The Merfolk are a university society meeting through the summer to discuss murder mystery stories, innocent escapism during wartime, they say. The latest book is the Casebook of Orion Hood, whose hero is all too familiar to the Doctor. When a real-time life murder occurs soon after their gathering, the Doctor's friends encourage him to investigate. Is one of the Merfolk responsible? Was this crime the result of espionage or envy? The Doctor must embrace his dear stalker once more and solve this wartime mystery before the killer can strike again. The second story in the 5th Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team, is titled Dream Team, which was written by Lizzie Hopley. It's 2 half-an-hour episodes, it's about an hour long. Welcome to Concordium, the one-stop destination for elite and effective corporate bonding. A protected wonder of space is being exploited for company away days, but when the Doctor, Tegan, Nyssa and Adric land to challenge the organisers, they fall into a web of perfectly tailored nightmares as the Doctor confronts one of the most dangerous monsters in existence, one that uses your own mind against you whilst it feeds. His companions fall deeper into the trap, and a nasty truth is revealed: you can die in dreams. I'm actually wrong. There's 3 stories in the box set, because this release also comes with a bonus audiobook download, which is Meanwhile Turlo, which was written by Jonathan Bloom. Here is the trailer for the 5th Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team.
We're looking for mysteries.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The 5th Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team.
It's 1940.
Where are we?
St Andrews, Scotland, the Jewel of Fife. Birthplace of golf, home to the country's oldest university. I was here when they set it up.
The Merfolk.
Our literary and dramatic association. Currently more of a book club with a picnic.
It's gorgeous here.
Isn't it just? A sheltered cove, a looming ruined castle.
Murder is mathematics.
Humans have killed other humans since the dawn of time. Do you know how many other species do that to their own kind?
I'm Sebastian Callow, by the way.
Athena McDonald.
Not to survive, just simply to spite, to prove superiority.
Hello, Henry Cuthbertson.
I promise you it's not that many.
Private Kowalski. Meet the Doctor and Nyssa.
No pulse. Stone cold.
I'm Professor Hodgson, Merfolk patron.
Oh, I love mystery stories. I always work out who done it.
Trine Archipelago. I've heard of that. Like the Whitsunday Islands in space.
Oh, I don't like this.
I don't like this one bit. Something strange is going on here. Listen, you have to wake up.
He had a spear.
You see, it's a
Dream. That was round my face. Was that it?
an incredibly dangerous parasite. It's a Cantrafari, better known as a dream crab. Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailer for the Fifth Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team, which was released in April 2024. Next up, jumping a couple of days now to the 11th of April 2024, and this was the day that Torchwood Missing Molly was released. It stars Gareth David Lloyd as Yanto Jones, Matthew Gravel as Stuart, Gwyneth Keyworth as Molly, and Nia Roberts as Alison. It was written also by Gareth David Lloyd and directed by Lisa Barman. The synopsis is as follows. Molly went missing from the estate 12 years ago. Yanto remembers it because he lived just round the corner. Only Molly's come back. Yanto's just as interested as her parents in what happened to her. Here's the trailer for Torchwood Missing Molly.
Molly!
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood, Missing Molly.
My daughter, Molly, went missing 12 years ago from a fair in Penarth. She was 9.
Missing Molly.
What?
Oh, sorry. I remember it. I grew up on this estate. Missing Molly Morgan. It was all over the news. So...
She's upstairs.
I went home.
What if it's not really Molly? Oh, there's something wrong with her. What happens to her then?
Then we'll find a way to make everything right.
Dada! It's me! Molly! Molly Moo! I miss you.
No! Who are you, really? Big Finish, for the love of stories.
It got dark. I knew you were looking for me, but the sea is so big.
That was the trailer for Torchwood Missing Molly, which was released in April 2024. Next up to the 12th of April 2024, and this was the day that Torchwood The Restoration of Catherine was announced, which released in June 2024. Torchwood The Restoration of Catherine stars Tom Price as Andy Davison, Samuel Barnett as Norton Folgate, Ebony Janelle as Catherine de Winter, Shine Matheson as Sir Reginald Hardgoing, and George Naylor as Squire Edmund Dashington. Torchwood The Restoration of Catherine was written by James Goss and directed by Bethany Warmers. The synopsis is as follows. Sergeant Andy and judicious 1950s Torchwood agent Norton Folgate find themselves trapped inside a house in the 17th century. Can they arrange a wedding before all of time collapses? Here is the trailer for Torchwood The Restoration of Catherine.
I was in my car, and now I'm in a horsey car, yes. And you're driving it. Norton.
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood, The Restoration of Catherine.
Cooey! Is it 1950 or 2020?
Yes, sir.
Oh, doublets, big hats, horsey cars. Oh dear. Norton, when are we?
Two boys are now in with a chance.
A chance at...
By marrying Miss Catherine de Winter.
Truly, I'm the luckiest woman alive.
Hello?
Normal Andrew, does your servant often speak in company?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Once I'm married, I'll gladly horsewhip him for you. May cheer me up.
Time's collapsing! Andy, this is it! It's coming!
We've done time travel before.
Yeah, but somehow... This is, no offence, but travelling to the 1950s is like holidaying in Rill. This is time travel. Lanzarote! If you're getting a radio signal, we cannot be in 1660.
The sky is dark. Even the screaming has stopped. Can anyone hear this? Can anyone?
What was that?
A voice from the future. Not that there is a future anymore.
I see.
We are trapped in this house forever.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Tell me, lad, do you play Brandy Copple?
Torchwood, that was the trailer. I jumped the gun there. That was the trailer for Torchwood, the restoration of Catherine, which was released in June 2024. Next up, it is now the 17th of April 2024, and this was the day that the final installment of Sontarans vs. Rutans was released. So it was like released from January to April 2024, 1 hour, similar to how Once and Future was last year, which I will get to later in a future episode. Sontarans vs. Rutans, the final installment, is titled Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only, which was released on this day. Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only starred Jonathan Carley as the War Doctor, John Banks as Gris, Cadet, Cardinal and Scrine, Debbie Carley as Baxil, Christopher Ryan as Vrel and Technician, and Dan Starkey as Skull and Captain. Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only was written by John Dorney and directed by Ken Bentley. The synopsis is as follows. In the depths of the Time War, a Rutan attack on a Time Lord facility leads to Gallifrey declaring a vicious reprisal. Not all Time Lords support the actions. One thinks there's more to the situation than meets the eye, and this Time Lord was once called the Doctor. Here is the trailer for Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only.
To defensive positions! Shoot on my order! Ready weapons!
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only.
This station is impinging on Rutan territory. This must not be tolerated.
We cannot fight a war on two fronts.
I am long past my pacifist ways.
If the Rutan host has declared against us as well, then we're put in a precarious position.
All Gallifreyans must die.
I propose that we send a message.
Every day, I think my people can't stoop any lower. And yet...
I propose that we destroy Ruta 3.
A perfect grandfather paradox. I've been having nightmares.
We are fighting a war beyond reality. We all have nightmares.
Visions, then, of our world torn apart. This is the collapse of time.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
You play a dangerous game, Time Lord, but in that, you are not alone.
That was the trailer for Sontarans vs. Rutans in name only, which was released in April 2024, and that's the last release I'm going to talk about in depth, but I'm going to preview the next episode. So obviously I'm going to be continuing with my Big Finish news catch up, and we're going to be starting off, no we won't, because that's not got a trailer, but yes, within that episode that I will be covering the Paternoster Gang, the casebook of Paternoster Row. Here is the trailer for the Paternoster Gang, the casebook of Paternoster Row.
And what's this?
Micromatter transmitter, gateway to a pocket dimension. Where's he gone?
From Big Finish Productions, the worlds of Doctor Who, the Paternoster Gang, Trespassers, the casebook of Paternoster Row.
Oh, goodness, that was cramped. Now, where was I?
It's you.
Well, of course it's me. Who else could I possibly be?
There's been a crime wave in the big houses for weeks.
Madam Bastrop, my name is Algernon Rackham.
He's that cricketer. Goes all over playing with the gentlemen amateurs. Only it says here, he was robbing rich folks blind the whole time.
How can a man be free in one place and restrained in another?
body morphers and doppelgangers.
Oh, the level of clutter in this pantry is unacceptable. According to Sontaran code, you should both be executed.
I am Paternoster.
So, Mom, what did you make of his story?
Monsters in tunnels? Eating us poor and lost? It seems odd.
Creature! Creature! Come out and face me!
You asked me to attend a mystery, Paternoster. I am doing just that.
Monsters! The monsters have come!
By the way, don't say anything you shouldn't.
Anything I shouldn't. Doctor...
That's exactly the sort of thing I mean. I'm traveling incognito.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
So, yes, that's a preview of the Paternoster Gang, the Casebook of Paternoster, which I'm going to talk about in more detail as among some other releases in the next episode. Probably, most likely tomorrow it will release. But back to this episode, let me know what you thought about all of the Big Finish releases I talked about, and put them in the comments below. You could also put some Big Finish releases that maybe I haven't got to quite yet and you're looking forward to me talking about them. Put them in the comments below as well, and you can also put any suggestions for anything you want to go to the channel. So it could be review suggestions for a TV show or a movie, it could be a book, comic, or some news about your favourite TV show and movie. Put those in the comments below as well, and remember you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.